This video is on result clauses, a new use of the subjunctive. It corresponds to Oxford Latin Text, chapter 43. A result clause is another type of subordinate clause that uses the subjunctive in ut, or ut and non. We'll see later that it never uses ne, as in other clauses. First, let's talk about what we mean by result. In a sentence with a result clause, the main clause sets up a subjunctive clause with a particular type of signal word. The subjunctive clause that comes after explains the result of that main part of the sentence. For example, it was so hot, being the main part, it was so hot that I could not run. It was such a hot day that I could not run. And the heat was so great that I could not run. In each of these examples, that I could not run is the result of the main clause, the fact that the day was hot. Therefore, it's a result clause. Note that we have expressed the heat of the day in three different ways in the examples by using three different signal words. So hot, such a hot day, and so great. Result clauses are virtually always introduced by words like these, and it's really important to treat them as vocabulary words that you have to learn. Here is a list of the important signal words that we'll see, so be sure you study these. Tom, you've seen before, means so, and it comes with adjectives and adverbs, except for Magnus, and we'll learn why right now. Here's some examples. Tom Fessus, so tired. Tom Dulcus, so sweet. Tom Celeriter, so quickly. Tontus is an adjective in and of itself. It's a first and second declension adjective that means so great or so large. This is why we don't use Tom with Magnus, because we have this word tontus. Being an adjective, it must agree with the noun it modifies. Talis tale is also an adjective, and it gets at the quality of the noun that it describes. It means such or such a. It was such a day. And we need to resist the temptation to put great after that. The temptation can be large at times. Next word is tote. Means so many. It's an adjective, but it is not declinable, so you will always see it as tote. You need to be careful to distinguish it from totus. Totus which means whole. Tote never has endings on it. Totiens means so many times or so often. Ita means in such a way. Sometimes you could translate it so. He acted in such a way that. He acted so that. And adeo means to such an extent or so much. Notice that a lot of these words begin with T, except for ita and adeo. So perhaps that can help you learn them as a group. Here's some examples that correspond to page 153 in your text. Quintus tam veracundus erat ut quicquam dicere non posset. Veracundus means shy, and quicquam means anything. If you want to try it yourself, you can pause the video now. What this means was Quintus was so shy that he was not able to say anything. His inability to say anything is the result of his being so shy. That's why it's a result clause. Note here that we have ut and then a non rather than a ne. Here's another example. Tanta erat tempestas ut omnes timorent. Pause it again, because here's the answer. So great was the storm, or the storm was so great that everyone was afraid. Brutus talem orationem dedit ut omnes cum eo militare vellent. Note that talem here is our adjective, but it's not nominative. It agrees with orationem. Here's the answer. Brutus gave such a speech that everyone wanted to fight with him. Note here that we use it in the clause cum eo because if we use to say in this part, say is going to refer to the subject of the subordinate clause instead of the main clause, like it does a lot of times in other types of clauses. So a detail that we don't want to get hung up on, but something to keep in the back of your mind. Quintus Carmen ita recitavit ut omnes eum laudarent. Here's the answer. Quintus recited the poem in such a way that everyone praised him. Result clauses have a sequence of tenses, like other subjunctive clauses. It is, for the most part, it holds true in result clauses as well, except sometimes, as you see in red here, the perfect subjunctive is used in the secondary sequence to express the finality or completeness of an event. Here's an example. Senatores quidam Caesare adeo invidebat ut eum occiderent. Invidebat means to envy or to hate. Certain senators hated Caesar so much that they killed him. They killed him. That's kind of a final or complete event, I would think. You probably won't notice the fact that there's the perfect tense there when you're translating from Latin to English. Again, don't get hung up on it. Just be aware that it can happen. So our final sequence of tenses looks like this. Right? In the primary sequence, it's just like it has always been. The main verb would be present, future, or future perfect. The subjunctive verb in the present indicates the same time or time after, and in the perfect, time before. Slight change in the secondary sequence. You've got your imperfect, perfect, and pluperfect main verb. The imperfect still means the same time or time after. The pluperfect still is for time before. We just need to add the fact that the perfect is same time or time after, but it puts emphasis on the finality of that event. So, in sum, result clauses really aren't that much different than other types of ut clauses. You've already been translating ut as so that in many cases. And with the result clause, it's just that there's a separate word that means so or such a, to such an extent type of thing. So make sure you know those words, those signal words, and most of the time everything else is going to fall into place. Thanks.